Aloha beautiful souls, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Marissa Indigo of Divine DNA Blueprint Mystery School, and we are going to dive deeply into the energy report for this week. This is a week for the history books for all of us. These are amazing times. So this is the quantum plasma stream, my version of a kind of a cosmic quantum consciousness energy report for you all. We're going to be covering this week, Tuesday, March 25th through Tuesday, April 2nd of 2025. This is a week for the history books. Like I said, we're directly participating through our own experience individually and collectively in the shift of the ages. We've got a lot going on this week. We have a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries at 9 degrees, a mastery degree. We have an outer planet, a soul planet of Neptune, changing cycles. So Neptune has been in Pisces for 14 years, and it is shifting into the sign of Aries over this weekend and into Monday. If you look at astrology right now, the transits that are happening are ping-ponging and zipping and unlocking and flip-flopping all over the board. What this looks like for us on an individual level of consciousness is a lot of emotional intensity, a lot of clearing, a lot more of the subconscious purging. Over the weekend, we had the Venus star point, where Venus has shifted an 8-year cycle, so she's starting a whole new cycle for us. Venus represents the sacred feminine, our values, which is a huge deal because we're all getting this Venus Phoenix, which I was told the Venus, the Venus Phoenix upgrades of New Earth value system. So this is a very high level of soul integrity. The sun is in Aries today at the time of this recording. The sun is at 5 degrees. If you don't already follow or take account of the step system, it can really support you to start to understand and be in alignment with these cosmic themes of what's going on every single day, because the entire universe is orchestrated with numbers, with divine numerology, which is also frequencies and tones and music, and it will greatly assist you. The universe means one song. So if you are aware of where the sun is traveling, this is our primary source of consciousness, our soul or our solar consciousness for this awakening journey and ascension journey, and it will greatly support you. So today, the 5th degree is all about our beliefs and our thinking mind. And so it's this entire week, the last couple of weeks, this eclipse season has been one of the most extreme, and it's about to get even more extreme with the amount of photonic light coming in. When you take into consideration the different levels of consciousness of the populations of the souls on this planet, this is going to be a unique experience, and you're going to see a whole range depending on how conscious and unconscious these different populations are. So when I say that this is the week that the shift is going to become even more palpable across the global stage, you're going to start to see even more going on with governments, countries, corporations, medical systems, banking systems, the financial, real estate. Every human creation is up for re-evaluation, and you're going to see different levels of consciousness handling it or not handling it very differently. So this is the time to really activate your Jedi gifts, using all of your tools, being super aware, super present every day, aligning yourself so that you don't just fly off the handle. We are now in the times of mastery. You know, it's either do or don't. And with this Aries energy, it's the Jedi energy of the vigilant warrior of light and the warrior of peace and the warrior of love. There is a very fine balancing act here. We are walking a tightrope as we are evolving our consciousness, right? We're working through our own stuff as it's continuing to come up and liberating ourselves. All of this work with Venus is teaching us about our value system and what was the old paradigm. We just don't resonate with it anymore, right? Over identifying with a materialistic society or physical possessions. It's more soulful. It's more, who am I at soul level? What am I here to do? What am I here to express? Where's my soul family? Where's my support system? And so it's really now game on, warrior up for all of us. if you have not yet started to connect with Soul Tribe, to build your support system, to diversify what you do and how you receive money, now is the time to prepare. If you or you know anyone that has a 401k, this is the time to pull out, pay the penalties. You can reinvest in another industry and get those penalties back, but at least you'll have your money right now out of the system. We are privy to information before the mass population because of following the evolutionary astrology and being aware and reading the sky. The sky is an amazing quantum Akashic history book. So by being aware of the cosmic flows, you can be ahead. There's no need to fear. There's no need to panic. It's made aware, say a prayer, and prepare, right? So we highly suggest now pulling out of your 401k before the fall and the next eclipse cycle in the autumn season, the fall season, and the end of the year. Because if you or someone that you know tries to pull out when everyone else is, well, there's not going to be anything there, right? So it's a very interesting time to be very aware and also not succumb to programming or fear or the continual attempts by the media and the propaganda machines to manipulate you at an emotional and a psychic level, right? It's so a psychological level of intimidation and threats, all of that. So this is where we say it's time to warrior up. It's time to remember and bring on these really beautiful, pure, powerful, atomic remembrances of galactic consciousness, universal God consciousness, being fully integrated as best as you can every day, aligned with your love and your clarity, your faith, your power. It is a tightrope, like I was referencing earlier, of really finding that midpoint of sacred alignment where you are active and receptive at the same time. You know when to act, you know when to be receptive, you know when to go, you know when to stop. So it requires presence, total sobriety. And this is sobriety also from dense emotions, right? So there's a lot of clarification happening. And over the weekend, so we had the Venus star point, then we had the Venus Cazimi, meaning that Venus was engulfed in the fire of the sun and purified and reborn. Then the same thing happened with Mercury on Monday. And Mercury is the planet of communication, travel, our nervous systems, and how we are kind of thinking and receiving and communicating the information, how we're communicating with our higher self as our higher self. And so there's been a lot of burning going on, a lot of holy fire, trials by fire, releasing these veils of separation, releasing stories or releasing unhappiness, releasing conditions. So this is the ultimate stripping away of the ego, the over-identification with anything that does not serve, that does not assist. It is officially game on. We are at the edge of the paradigm shift really starting to take place in the physical world at a global scale. And so when we say it's going to affect different levels of consciousness, let me try to explain that a little bit more. I'm going to try to keep this as concise as possible. This has to be encoded because it's going out on a public platform, right? And we can't risk losing the platform. But if you see right now, the people that are riled up by the media, so that's a very low form of consciousness, meaning that they're not actually thinking. They're allowing themselves to be brainwashed and they're acting as agents or in service of the machine. Agents of the state, essentially acting out, completely unconscious, no sovereignty whatsoever, allowing themselves to be psychologically and emotionally manipulated. So there's a level of consciousness stuck in the survival and in the threat process of the root chakra. They can't get beyond, the most primal, feral activities of violence or destroying property or explosive emotions, right? This is a very low level of consciousness. We're just going to say it. There's not a lot of actual processing going on. They're just literally doing whatever they're told to do. So that's the lowest form of the slave matrix mentality. You have people that are seeing through these layers and that are actively working to band together and to liberate themselves and to diversify and find new ways out of the system, right? As they're watching the system collapse and realizing through their own experiences, like, wow, this whole system has been anti-human, anti-soul, anti-evolution this entire time, right? Trying to just keep everyone stuffed into a box to support the existence and the continual moving forward of this machine, right? So it's important to talk about colonization. And the real colonization is intergalactic. So it's actually not a human race problem. It's a galactic, interdimensional, interspecies problem that we all have to liberate outside of. So that starts to take us into 4D territory. So the initial slave matrix, where people just do as they're told and they go along and they don't have a thought for themselves and they're actually pretty dangerous to be around in their unconsciousness, that's the 3D slave matrix program. Then you start to liberate, you start to see through it, and you take your power back. That's the 4D. Then you start to come into higher consciousness of service and humanity and your soul, and starting to hear much higher consciousness, meaning much more holistic, much more unified, instead of separated, instead of distorted, right? The harmonics of your own Akash, your own DNA, starting to call you forward. And so there are many layers. It's all divine, no matter what. At the end of the day, it's all God source universe doing this. This is all part of the evolution of an entire planet, the ascension of an entire planet. And there are different frequencies or dimensions that each of us will reside in and function from and create from, depending upon our level of awareness, how much work we put in, the clearing, our alignment with our guidance, and so forth. So there is no cause for alarm or fear. It's just to be made aware and to understand that each of us are purposely, based on our DNA, scattered and stationed at different parts of the globe right now. Yes, more and more of us are going to be coming together and pooling our resources, and all kinds of amazing community building and networking happening at a higher level. That's all starting to come in now. But in the meantime, where we are situated is very strategic based on our oversoul, so that we can stabilize the grids where we are and know, yeah, we're surrounded by all levels of consciousness. But being conscious gives you a beautiful advantage as a soul, and this is part of our grid working job, our soul level job, to stabilize the grids wherever we are, to assist, so that those that are the most fearful, the most manipulated and out of control, all of that, totally succumbing to narratives, that we can assist the frequency of the energy of the region. Very, very important. So we are here for the most incredible times of shift, and things are going to collapse all around us. Birth is messy. Birth is ugly sometimes, it's painful. There's a lot of processing of emotions as we continue to liberate ourselves from our former identity as this disconnected, disincarnate spirit, right? And the ego trapped in all of this kind of hell of the Bardo energy, moving further into expanded awareness and togetherness and unity with other souls that we came here to be with. You're going to find more and more tribe. Your vibe is your tribe. And you're going to see tribalism again on different levels. People that are living in their root chakra and kind of behaving like, Neanderthal, kind of battle, war, all of that really low frequency, violence, destruction, all of that, all the way to people that are really living an ascended lifestyle, and they're all about creation and coming together and innovation and building the new paradigm, building the new world, right? So hopefully this assists you in understanding the depths of this transition and how you already have all of the codes, all of the wisdom, all of the resources and the knowledge inside of you to do this, to completely thrive and succeed. It's just a matter of staying within and staying in your center with your inner being, constantly communicating, establishing that oneness with your higher self, listening always, so that you know when to take action and when not to take action, or all the things, right? Alignment with the enlightened frequency that you are at your soul level will assist you through this process. You will always have everything that you need and beyond. And it's just the most incredible time to be alive here on the planet. It's almost like a Marvel superhero movie, and all these other beings are here enjoying the show with us, right? So make sure you've got plenty of popcorn for yourself and to share with your family and your friends. And keep listening, keep asking questions, keep exploring, and using your heart as your guide, using the frequency of happiness as your guide. And this brings in integrity, right? And really honoring and having a very soulful presence as an I am presence all the time. And more will continue to be revealed. I am available for one-on-one support sessions. These are quantum Akashic soul reading sessions that are really in depth, and a lot of information comes through here when we go into the oracle state together to assist you to strategize if you are curious about, okay, well, what's next for me to unlock? We look at a ton of your different cosmic blueprint birth charts to assist you. Also, if there are any blind spots or where there are any particularly strong remnants of programming to just let go of. We also have the private community on the Mystery School, which is going to continue to become more important, that we can connect and communicate in a private space. So there are all kinds of alternatives to gathering more frequently right now in the digital sphere and addressing all of this in a way that is private. So we don't have to be so encoded and so vague in general, which is what we're forced to do right now using these public platforms. Details on all of this is in the description box below. I'm very excited. On Wednesday, Annette and I have episode 7 of Ascension in the Raw, and we're going to be talking about different aspects of consciousness and unconsciousness that we encounter along the journey. All these archetypes of consciousness, right? Your inner wise one, the inner saboteur, coming into these different God and goddess consciousnesses and galactic consciousnesses, because each of us at a soul level is this incredible crystal of hundreds of different shining facets, glittering facets that are aspects, right? So the more unified we become, the more aspects come together. The Christed Masters, the avatars, so many amazing lifetimes. All of that knowledge is available now, right? And so it's up to us to clear and polish and wipe away the grime so we can get into these deeper layers of who we truly are and our true authentic frequency. So we're going to be talking about aspects, and we're also going to go deeply into judgment, because that is one of the most important parts of the journey. It is a really hairy piece that we come back to over and over again as we are deprogramming all of the human stuff, judging everything we do, so much judgment for ourselves, maybe judgment for others, or feeling judged. These are all really important parts of the journey of this divine rebirth. So enjoy the amazing eclipse that's going to be happening on Saturday. Just know the energy this week, we're going to have a little more clarity Monday, Tuesday, and today that I'm recording this is Tuesday and Wednesday. And then from Thursday into Monday, starting April 1st, so we're April Fool's Day, welcome to a whole new world. Half the world's on fire, half the world is birthing into this crystalline, beautiful Lemurian galactic enlightened society. It's going to be pretty wild. But just know that through this week, Thursday through Monday, might feel fucking crazy. So do your practices, connect with the earth, stay centered, go slow, the slow movement, listen to music, continue to keep your frequency open, soft, expanded, and elevated, and deal with anything that comes up. Be there for one another, right? So thank you so much again for tuning in, sending you so much love and appreciation for you being here, because these are the times that we came here for. It is very exciting, and so we just want to remember, don't succumb to the fear. Please don't feed the fears, right? Observe, allow it to come out of the consciousness. Just know that if you are seeing a lot of or feeling a lot of fear, this is the clearing of other lifetimes, when maybe it didn't work out so well, right? So watch where your mind goes, stay out of the head as best as you can, and come down and into the body, because at a linear level, it's going to be extraordinarily confusing. So people who have not exercised their mastery tools of meditation and quieting their mind, they're going to have a really hard time. And it's part of our job to be there and to stabilize, right? And to just assist people to get out of their head, don't overthink it. Just come down to the earth, touch grass, right? So thank you all again so much for being here at these times of immense shift, and sending you so much love and courage and that beautiful, powerful, catalytic spark, being a torch bearer, being a lamp lighter, being a solar being here, a child of the sun, here now for the great shift in this incredible Aries energy. And I will see you soon. So much love. Namaste.